Hello. I'm Sharday, but you might know me as Shardaisy if you follow me on really anything. You see it on my shirt, you see it on my phone, literally. Everyone calls me Shardaisy. My mom, my niece, nephew, pretty much everyone calls me Shardaisy, so hello. I used to do YouTube, but not like seriously, of course, but I used to do YouTube like when I was in college, but videos aren't necessarily my thing, so I don't anticipate being like super into it like a lot of people are. I just want to do a few things. Like I want to do this Q&A, I want to do like vlogs because I travel a lot, so I want to start doing vlogs, and then just like behind the scenes stuff of like random stuff I'm working on. So I won't be posting like every day, every like 2 times a week. I have a website, I do blogging, I like still pictures, so that'll be my most consistent thing. But I do want to get more into video, just so, because you just really never know, honestly. Like I want to be more comfortable speaking in front of cameras, or like not saying like every 5 seconds. I hate that, which I don't, but I know that I do say it quite often. I want to be able to speak fluently, like, and by fluent obviously I'm speaking, but I mean like, you know what I mean, like do like keep going, like not losing my train of thought. So those are things I'm working on. So those are like some of my reasons why I'm starting to get back into video. And I want to first, well, this is obviously a Q&A, you can see by the title, but I asked my Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram, like, send me questions. I'm gonna do a Q&A, so I'm gonna do those, but first I'm gonna do like a few like get to know me questions. So I am 21. I am a Gemini, even though I'm not crazy like some people seem to think. I am from Muskegon, Michigan, but I've lived in Grand Rapids, Michigan quite some time, so I usually just tell people that I'm from Grand Rapids. I went to Central Michigan University in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. I studied fashion merchandising and journalism. So current day, I am a stylist. So the company I work for, we have clients that are going on vacation or weddings or whatever. So I'm a stylist, and then I freelance write. I write for Grand Rapids Magazine, and then I write for a few other things. And then I of course have my blog, which started off as fashion but ended up being lifestyle more of, or like motivational. Like I like taking pictures just because I do have a fashion side and I like getting dressed, but I like to tell people things that I've learned so far in life, and then things that I'm still learning and still trying to teach myself, just because I feel like it's beneficial for someone to hear someone else be like, okay. So one of like last week, my topic was that we need to find balance in our lives and really make sure we're maximizing our time. So like even now I write freelance, I work full-time, I do my blog stuff, and I'm like, some people are like, oh, I don't have time for this, but I'm like, you literally make time for what you want to make time for. So I think sometimes just some of my messages are very important, not only for them to hear, but for me to hear, because even lately I've been so lazy. I don't know, because I just moved back to Grand Rapids from Detroit, and I just moved to an apartment, so I don't know if it's that or what, but I've been so lazy. I have notes literally everywhere, like do this, and I'm just not doing it. So I'm like, oh, I'm too tired, I'm too this, I'm too that, but then in my mind I'm like, no, you make time for what you want to make time for. So trying to get my life together essentially. But anyways, back to me knowing my life. But so I graduated from Central in May of 2017. It's almost been a year, which is weird because it doesn't feel like it, but almost been a year. I can't think of anything else that would be like worth me saying in this current moment. Maybe I'll think of some things and let you guys know. But my first question is from my friend Autumn, but I'm not gonna read the question because it's so ridiculous. But Autumn, your answer is yes. Yes, I do. Okay, so another question was, what makes me think that I'm a good writer? which is from my friend Cassius Tay. He's a rapper from Chicago. I just did it, well, not just, but I did an interview on him because he's so cool. But I think what makes me think, or what even just makes me a good writer, is the fact that I'm constantly reading like other interviews. Like I love Ta-Nehisi Coates. He writes for The Atlantic, so I read a lot of his stuff. I read a lot of articles about, okay, so I'm really into interviewing creative people, or yeah, I'm really into interviewing creative people. So I read a lot of interviews of creative people, just so and through that I've been able to find my own writing style. So I remember reading like literally 2015, I think, maybe even 14, but Adele had an interview with Rolling Stone, and it was so well written, and I'm like, I want to write like this, but I want it to be like my style, so not obviously just copying someone else's style of writing. So I just make sure I'm constantly reading different articles and staying current. Like I interview different types of people. I try different things. Like sometimes I'm more a storyteller, sometimes it's more question and answer based, but I try to be a storyteller because I know that, especially in this day and age, I'm not saying that people don't like reading, but I know a lot of people are on their phones and they don't want to read some lengthy thing that's not worth their time. So I try to have a super strong entrance when I'm writing something so that their attention is caught, and I try to like get to the point. So sometimes I don't, or like a lot of times I don't write super long things, even in my blog, but I'm like, I know people want you to get to the point. Like I sometimes don't even have time to sit there and read like a 2,000 word article. Like I don't have time, or I don't even want to do that on my phone because I hate reading stuff on my phone. So I try to be cognizant of that. And then I think what also makes me a good writer is the diversity in what I write. So I've written for different publications and different, like a lot of different stuff. So sometimes I'm writing about, like recently I wrote about this company that helps victims of sex trafficking. So I interviewed their spokesperson about their business and what they do. So I wrote about that, but then on my website I interviewed the guy that asked me this, just about him. So I think being diverse and like just keeping up with your craft will make you good at it. So that's what makes me a good writer, I would say. The next question is, what's my favorite thing about blogging? I think my favorite thing is the fact that I can reach so many people. Like sometimes I'll look at my analytics and it'll be like, oh, someone in Germany, or like 2 people in Italy or Venezuela, and I'm like, how did you even find me? But it's so cool to be able to have a voice in different countries and people like actively read my things. But another thing that I really love is that when so I literally text, somebody thought I had an app, but I don't got no app. I text people my links because I usually post every Tuesday, every other Tuesday, and I personally text my links. So one of my friends was like, I thought it was an app, whatever. But I love when people read them and they're like, oh my God, that's so spot on to what I feel like, or I completely relate, like I completely understand. So I like that people see that we're not, even if we're living different lives, we're still going through the same things, we're still trying to figure stuff out. So I like getting those sorts of messages where people can relate to what I'm saying. Next question is, my cousin wants to know my favorite color. My favorite color is yellow. And then my next question is, do I love what I do? I do love what I do. And I think every time I see something like, what's your dream job? I'm like, everything I'm doing now, I want to do later, just at a larger scale. Like, so I'm writing. I'm writing. I love writing. Just I want to do it at a larger scale. I'm styling. Just want to do it at a larger scale. So I'm living my dream job out. Just obviously I want to make more money, meet new people, make more connections, learn more, etc. So I absolutely love what I do. I think it's so nice to be in a position to where I'm meeting different people. Like even when I'm working my full-time job, I meet so many people that tell me so many like stories. Well, I ask a lot of questions in general, but I always hear like really good advice when I'm speaking to some of my clients and stuff. So I absolutely love what I do. I love the people I work with. I'm not just saying this because my boss might watch it, but I really love, like, I love my job. I love what I do. Love the people I work with. And then, oh, that's what I was thinking something. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking for people that want to do anything in life, my question is always, why aren't you doing it? Like, I saw this tweet or something from Sophia Amoruso. She used to own Nasty Gal, and she was like, the only thing that separates you from a person that's living out your dream job is the fact that they're doing it. So I'm always like, if I say I want to be a writer, why am I not writing? Even though I'm not writing for New York Times, you should still be working on something so that in the future or long term, you can get to that position to be writing for them. So, and I was saying that because that's how you end up loving what you're doing. Even if it's not your full-time job, as long as you're doing your extracurricular stuff and like learning and all that good shit, you will be successful and love what you do. You just have to remember that you need to be doing it, essentially. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I was gonna say. And another question is, what inspires me to be a better blogger? I think with anything in life, like not even just blogging, I always ask myself, what are you doing now that you weren't doing last year? And if the answer is nothing, then something has to change, because you can't, like, a lot of people just get complacent or comfortable with what they're doing to the point where you could tell that you're not doing anything innovative, you're not trying new things. Like, I've tried all types of stuff. I've tried fashion blogging to the extent of I didn't cover it, but I read a bunch of stuff about I think Paris Fashion Week, and I wrote about it. I didn't like it. I don't like doing that. It seems like it's just not my thing. So I tried that. I tried fashion-based blogging where I had like my watch. I'd be like, oh, my watch is from here. I like it, blah, blah, blah. I don't like doing that. I tried that. And then, so now, and at first I wasn't writing much in my posts until one of my best friends was like, you should probably write. So I tried that. Like, I tried a lot of different things. So I think that what inspires me to be a better blogger is the fact that I want to be better in general. Like, I want to try new things. I want to, like, I don't consider myself a model by any means. I just like taking pictures, but I want to try some cool, crazy poses that I wouldn't typically do. I want to just be, like, really stand out. And another thing that actually inspires me to be a better blogger is I lived in Detroit for, like not super long, maybe, like, 8 months, and that might even be a stretch, but I met so many amazing creative people that were bloggers and YouTubers, and that is not the thing in Grand Rapids, which is so weird to me, because I'm like, I know 2 other bloggers, but I can't, outside of them, I'm like, I can't think of anyone that's blogging or even YouTubing that's not, you don't even have to be super good at it, because some of the girls I did pictures with, they had like 100,000 followers, but then there was me. I only have like 2,000, not 20. I only have 20 or 2,000 followers on Instagram. So I'm not even saying there needs to be someone in Grand Rapids with 100,000 followers. I'm just simply saying the community here is not nearly as strong. So that inspires me because I want it to be a better community of bloggers. I want it to be more collaborative, and yeah, so those things inspire me to be a better blogger. And then the next few questions are relationship related. So the first one is, what do I look for in guys that I date? Lately, I feel like I'm in a better space with the whole dating situation, but so lately, this hasn't been true for my whole life, but lately I look for someone who is attentive and like pays attention to what I'm saying. I hate when people don't listen, or if I tell them something and then like 3 days later they ask me something related to it, but I'm like, obviously you weren't listening to me when I said it the first time. So I like that. I like someone who's not super into social media. Obviously you can have a Twitter account. I'm not like, oh, no social media, but I don't I can't see myself with someone who's super present in social media. I've tried that once, hated it. So I like someone who's very like opposite of me. I feel like I'm very dramatic and I'm a dominant person. I talk a lot, which is weird because I feel like I'm introverted, but apparently I'm not. But so I usually like my guy to be more reserved and low-key and all about his money and all about me. Like I hate dealing with guys in a romantic way that are super out there, like everyone knows them, and it's just too much. Like it's just too much. So that's what I look for. And then the last question would be, am I currently seeing anyone? And it's so weird being grown because it's like, are you seeing anyone? It's like, well, I'm seeing someone, but like we're not official or anything. We're just filling each other out. So yeah, I do have someone in my life. So that's that. And that concludes this long video. I talk a lot. Probably didn't need to be this long, but here we are. But so thank you for watching. If you want like a more regular update of me and my life, I am at Shardaisy.com. Shardaisy on Instagram, Shardaisy on Twitter, Shardaisy everywhere. I love Twitter, so I'm always on Twitter, like always on Twitter. But as far as like my blog stuff, I do that. I try to do it once a week, but sometimes every other week, and I don't know how regularly I'll do YouTube. So find me there. And thank you for watching. I hope you guys subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.